Hello, parents. So, how do you talk about your children? Now, I don't mean how do you talk to them about themselves, but how do you talk about them when you're speaking to your friends or when you're on social media and you're just talking about this whole lockdown situation? Now, I've seen it done, and it almost feels like a habit. I know that parents don't really mean it, but a lot of times you hear parents say things like, "Oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm with these rascals for 6 weeks," or "I'm gonna have to be dealing with their tantrum for so and so," or "Gosh, you've got boys. Oh my goodness, you must be living a nightmare." And you hear a lot of this negative talk. Now, hold on, I'm not trying to come down heavy on anybody or trying to condemn anyone. And I know that a lot of times it's lighthearted. But my thing is this: if we keep having that normal, usual negative talk about our children, it affects the way we approach them, especially now that we are cooped up in a house with them. We're going to be with them all the time. We have to think about that kind of negative talk that just rolls off our tongue sometimes actually affects the way we think about the situation. It then means that we are less patient with them because we already have this thing in our brain that, oh, you're just going to cause me issues because I know what you're like. And so when they do a little thing, we go, whoo. You see, this is the thing. I want us to try and talk. And if you notice on my page, I've been putting out more positive things about what lockdown can be for us and our children. And I want us to think about that and actually say that more. Because when we say things, even though we don't mean it, it affects the way we approach the situation. So parents, I'm not going to, I just want to say this to us. Let's start to speak positively. I've done things deliberately. I've changed my language about my children deliberately. And I did that some years ago. And it made a difference to the way I acted. For example, when they're screaming your name from, downstairs going, "Mommy," I've deliberately told myself, I'll answer by saying, "Yes, darling." And honestly, it changed the way I approach the next thing I say or what they're going to come out with. So let's just focus on our language a bit. It's simple. I know it's a habit that we have, but let's just try and focus on our language, especially now during lockdown. If you catch yourself speaking off the cuff, negatively about your children, like, "Oh gosh," just stop yourself and say, "Actually, I don't mean that. They are lovely. And I know that they are. I know there's so many wonderful things about them, and you have to look at them from the whole perspective. I know you love your children. Let's say that more. Let's type it out more on social media as well."